Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today Television. I'm Sakshi Batra and this is Market Today, a show where we'll help you understand the closing action on the D Street. Remember, after continuous run-up in the markets for the last 5 weeks odd, it's today when we are actually seeing some sign of a consolidation built up into the market. 24,218 right now. There's an 84 point of a downtick on the Nifty. The Nifty Bank also is hovering about 52,500 odd levels. That's a downtick of almost 600 points or over a percent downtick. So it's the Nifty Bank that is under clear pressure. Within that, it's HDFC Bank that has been continuously exerting pressure after weaker than estimated Q1 business update that we got from HDFC Bank last evening, and the stock right now is at the low point of the day, and you can see a 4.8% downtick on HDFC Bank at 1643. Of course, apart from this, Titan, Tata Steel, M&M, Ultratech Cement, Infosys remain the other draggers at this point in time as far as the Nifty losers are concerned. But what is still holding up within the markets? Oil and gas index 1.3% higher. Pharma, PSU banks, FMCG and infra and the broader market still remain in the green as of now. Top moving counters on the Nifty include ONGC, State Bank of India, Britannia, Bajaj Auto, Cipla and NTPC. Again, from the PSU space, there's a lot of action happening within the PSUs. So ONGC, we already discussed, it's up 4%. There is Steel Authority that's picked up pace 3% higher. Concor is doing well. BEL, Indian Railways Catering Services or IRCTC, NTPC, GAIL, these are some of the stocks that are actually doing very well. Let's welcome our guest on the show. Joining in on this edition with us is Nilesh Jain from Centrum Broking. Warm welcome to you, sir, and thank you so much for taking the time out for this discussion. Your sense on the overall market setup, how are you looking at this cool off that we are seeing in trade today? Will this get extended in the next week, or do you see signs of a bounce back coming in?
Very good afternoon, Sakshi. This was very much in line with the expectation. Reason being, if you look at the FII's long position data, which has jumped to 84% long in the index, and historically we have seen as and when the long position exceed 80%, the markets witness some amount of correction, and that is what we are witnessing. I won't say a sort of a larger correction or a bigger correction we are expecting from here. It's just merely a profit taking. And this profit taking may extend further towards 24,100 or maybe 24,000 kind of level might be seen in the Nifty index. But overall, if you look at the volatility index India VIX, which is very much in the comfort zone in spite of such sharp profit booking that we have seen today, it is very much in the comfort zone for the bulls at 12.7 levels. And in this week, if you look at the IVs, they have fallen by 7%. So that shows that we may not see that kind of panic what we are witnessing right now, but I would rather wait for some decline to initiate a sort of a long position in the index. So any dip towards 24,000 will be a good opportunity to take a long position in the Nifty index, and in the coming week we might see once again Nifty rebound and test the levels of 24,400 to 24,500 as well. See, on the other hand, Bank Nifty, that's a major pain point today on the back of the sharp correction that we have seen in the HDFC Bank index heavyweight. So merely because of that, we are witnessing a sort of a pressure in the Bank Nifty. But overall, I think it's a good close if at all it closes above 50 to 500. It's a kind of a doji candle which can be formed on a daily time frame as far as Bank Nifty is concerned. So yes, for the coming week, support is at 52,000 and immediate resistance is at 53,000. That is likely to be tested. So as of now, the strategy should be to focus on stock specific action. Even if you look at the PSU banking space, that is doing quite good. So out there, one can focus within that space, stock specific action, what we are liking. So yes, overall market breadth is not that bad, and any dip from here can be a good buying opportunity.
Okay, let's discuss some of the other big movers that we are looking at this point in time. From the broader universe, there's a lot of action unfolding. Railway space counters, let's look at the action building up over there. RVNL, let's look at this stock. It's shot up in the second half and right now it's hovering around 17.5% higher in trade. We'll also pull out Ircon International, that's another one that's up 10% in trade today. Let's also see some of the other counters, IRFC, RRCTC, even the wagon makers, Titagarh Rail and JWL. If the momentum has spread across the sector to all these stocks as well. Yes, IRFC is also up by 6 odd percent. Nilesh, how are you looking at this fresh move in the railway space, and where would you keep an eye out on?
So Sakshi, just to give you a part of disclaimer, we have also recommended rail tail within this space at a price of 508 rupees, and we expect a sort of a move out there towards 530 to 540. So we are also bullish on this particular space. Maybe ahead of the budget, we might see further momentum to continue in the railway space. So within this space, apart from the name that you've just highlighted, RBNL, which is already up close to 17%, so it's not advisable to chase this kind of a run-up that we have already seen. Better wait for some meaningful correction. But if at all we see any decline, then counters like Railtail, IRFC, and also maybe from the FNO space, IRCTC for the time being, that also looks positive. So that looks slightly stable counter within the railway space. So any dip from here can be a good opportunity to the selective name that we have just mentioned within the railway space that can be bought. And overall, we are very much positive from a budget point of view as well as from short to medium term point of view.
Okay, got that. The other space, let's look at the other space that's throwing a very, very interesting names. The pharma space has come back in action, Nilesh, and I wanted to discuss with you names such as Shilpa Medicare, Marksans Pharmaceuticals. Both are up and about. Marksans Pharma is 13% higher, Shilpa Medicare is up 15% odd, and in fact, the entire pharma space is also a buzz with all the action. Even in the FNO space, Laurus Labs has moved up 5% higher. Dr. Pat Labs is up by 4% odd. So there's a lot of action that is getting unfolded. 1.3% higher for the index as a whole too. What is looking interesting within the pharma pack to you, and how would you really move with this momentum?
Right, Sakshi. So, if you look at the Nifty Pharma Index as a whole, so Nifty Pharma hit a new record high today of 20,450 levels. And structure-wise, the Nifty Pharma Index looks strong from here as well. So, 21,000 is something that we are expecting in Nifty Pharma Index. So, within this space, we might see some amount of buying interest coming in the large cap names like Cipla, Sun Pharma, or maybe Lupin. So, these are the few stocks where we are keeping eye on and we are slightly bullish on. And apart from that, hospitals and laboratory stocks that you have just mentioned, like Laurus Lab, Apollo Hospital, these are other stocks where also we are witnessing some amount of buying interest coming in. But mid cap and small cap pharma names are also buzzing. So Marks and Pharma, where we have already seen a spike of 13%. So a good breakout can be seen on daily time frame as well. But I would rather advise to wait for some correction towards 180 to initiate a fresh long, and upside is still very much open for 200 plus kind of target. And apart from that, counters like Lupin and Cipla specifically, where we have seen a strong reversal today. So this particular counter looks positive for 1540, 1560 kind of levels. Stop loss can be placed below 1480. So the front runners like Cipla, Sun Pharma, Lupin, these are the stocks that needs to be watched out for within pharma space.
Okay, got that. Let's also discuss some other big movers at this point in time. ONGC, I just wanted to discuss with you as the top mover in trade today, Nilesh. How are you going to be approaching this stock now? Is this momentum that one should be chasing at this point?
Well, Sakshi, hardly we see this kind of run up in this particular stock. So after a spurt of 4%, I would advise to buy in a staggered manner, buy in multiple tranches, but it's a buy because stock has given a good breakout from its inverse HNS kind of a pattern on daily time frame chart. And the target for for this particular pattern comes around 300 to 310. So for this kind of target, yes, one can go along at current level. It can be a BTTV trade as well, but it would be advisable or prudent to wait for some dip towards 285, 286. That will attract a good risk and reward ratio because the stop loss should be placed below 281, and immediate target would be 300 followed by 310.
Okay, got that. You know what? The good part is that the Nifty is back into the green, viewers, and 24,320 is now back up with us. Smart recovery from the low point for the Nifty, and within that now more and more sectors coming and participating into the green. Whether it is the auto index, the metals, the IT pack as well, they seem to be bringing up some action back on the D Street. Gains escalating for the PSU index, which is now up by 1.5%, almost a 1.9% uptick for the oil and gas space. Let's again look at the oil and gas counters beyond ONGC. Where exactly are we looking at strong moves? Mahanagar Gas, Gujarat Gas, Reliance Industries for sure is now up 2%. So that's a big factor that's contributing to this recovery. So about 3169 kind of can be seen on Reliance Industries. GAIL is up and about. Gujarat State, Petronet, Castrol, Petronet LNG. These are the kind of counters that are actually doing very well in trade within the oil and gas space. The IT space is throwing us some names too, where there is some positivity coming in. So stocks like Emphasis, L&T Technology Services, Wipro, Persistent and Tech Mahindra, they are also seeing some action come back into trade. Nilesh, it's the mid caps that are now at the record high level yet again, 57,118. So the broader markets clearly contributing in this sharp move too. Your own sense of how will you look at Nifty now that it's come back into the green, and where will the next move be?
So Sakshi, in fact, if you see in last couple of minutes now, the rally that we have seen in the Nifty was single-handedly led by Reliance Industries, and that is a bigger factor now. So Reliance, in fact, if you look at this particular counter chart, it has given a classic copybook style flag and pole kind of a pattern breakout today, and the target for the same comes around somewhere around 300, 220 to 3250. So this particular stock looks very strong on the chart, can be added at current level and also on decline, and due to which we might see the Nifty index moving towards 24,400 to 24,500 levels as well. So it will be a good close if Nifty manages to close about 24,300 mark on the closing basis. It will be considered as a good weekly close, and post then we might see another round of buying that might get emerged in the coming week towards 24,500 to 24,700. Apart from that, if you look at the broader market, Nifty mid-cap also hit a new record high today. So broader markets also look strong. We might see a further follow-up move in that particular sector as well. And specifically Bank Nifty, see, the major pain point was HDFC Bank. If you just remove that particular stock within the Bank Nifty space, the other stocks have done quite well. Counters like Kotak Mahindra Bank, where we have seen a fresh breakout. So this particular counter also looks strong for 1900 plus kind of target, can be added at current level, keeping stop loss below 1820. So yes, we are likely to see some amount of rebound from here, and any close above 24,300 for the Nifty, and for the Bank Nifty we need a close above 53,000 for further up move to continue towards 53,500 to 54,000.
Okay, yes, there is a sharp recovery that's taking place on the Nifty. I think it's recovered about 150 odd points from the day's low as well. The Sensex also back into the green, 80,072 back with the Sensex again. There is almost a 600 point of a recovery on the Sensex also from the lower levels of the day. Let's again look at the big contributors that we are getting apart from Reliance Industries on the top contributors within the Nifty. So Reliance is contributing about 48 points, SBI is contributing about 16 points, you have L&T that's contributing 14 points, HUL also with about 12 points contributing to the overall recovery in the Nifty that we are seeing right now as well. So, for next week, it will be very important now, Nilesh, to really understand what should be the stance, where exactly should one's focus be, any key stocks that you are looking at from a BTST perspective, and even from the next week's perspective, where would you keep your focus on?
Right, Sakshi. So as mentioned, Reliance Industries is one stock that is on our radar. And in last few minutes, if you see this particular counter, a very strong move that can be seen with a huge volume. So if you look at hourly chart, in last 30 minutes, more than 12 lakh quantity has been traded in Reliance Industries. So yes, this is one stock where one can go long as a BTST trade for the upside target of 3200 to 3220. on immediate basis, and position target comes around 3250. Stop loss should be placed below 3150. One can probably go and buy call option as well. So 3180 call option is currently trading at 71 rupees. Keep a stop loss below 65, and the upside target could be 80 to 90. And apart from that, another sector that is looking positive is Nifty PSU banking space as a whole. So within this particular sector, State Bank of India is leading from the front, and structure-wise, this particular counter is looking strong. Today we have seen a fresh 6% OI addition. So good long build-up is happening, as well as technical breakout can be seen. So we might see a follow-up move in the coming week towards 880 to 890, and stop loss can be placed below 845. So watch out for SBI as well. Reliance Industries we have already mentioned. Within auto space, specifically two-wheelers, counters like Hero Motor and TVS Motor, both the stocks are looking positive. So TVS Motor, for the second consecutive session, we are witnessing a good reversal in this particular counter. So we might see a follow-up move towards 2460 to 2500. Stop loss can be placed below 2400.
Okay, got that. So that's the view coming in on the key stocks that you need to keep an eye out on, viewers, for the next week as well. Mid-cap index, meanwhile, is at a record high that we can see. Let's continue to see the top movers within the mid-cap basket, the Nifty mid-cap 100 basket that we can spot as of now, to see if there are any trades. Of course, RBNL tops the charts with about 17% of an uptick. It's Yes Bank that's 11% higher in trade at about 26.5 odd levels. Let's look at Yes Bank, Nilesh. How would you really look at this strong surge that has come in trade today with volumes? And this is after 12 noon that we've actually seen a spurt coming back on Yes Bank, 26.55 odd levels. What should one do?
Right, Sakshi. So, good price and volume breakout can be seen in Yes Bank, and in fact, it's a good breakout from its 1.5 month consolidation. So, the structure-wise, if you look at this particular counter, it still looks strong, and we may see a follow-up move towards 28 or maybe 29 kind of a levels. But after a spurt of 11% is not advisable to chase at high levels. The risk and reward is certainly not favorable. But if somebody is already holding a long position, can stay put, keeping stop loss below 25.50. So 25 and a half is likely to act as immediate support. And we might see a follow-up move towards 28. That's the immediate hurdle this particular counter has. And above 28, the upside may open up for 30 to 32. So 30 and 32 could be the position target, and immediate target could be at 28.
Okay. You know what else is buzzing beyond Yes Bank within the mid-cap basket is the new age internet stocks as well. Let's pull up Paytm, 197 communications. Strong surge, 5.5% higher in trade at about 435 odd levels. Let's look at Nykaa, FSN e-commerce, about 3.6% higher in trade. Remember, yesterday and day before, we were also keeping an eye out on Honasa Consumer that was also up and about in trade. Let's pull up Honasa also to see how that one is moving, and also Policy Bazaar and some such stocks. Today there is a 0.5% decline. Let's also pull up PB Fintech to see whether there is a move that has extended beyond these stocks. No, it's 2.7% down in trade. Paytm for you, Nilesh, how will you look at this strong surge, and will you take a trade?
Sakshi is the buy, and keeping in mind that one should have a time horizon of 1.5 to 2 months. Not on immediate basis, we might see a sort of a consolidation before we see any breakout coming in. So immediate hurdle for this particular counter is placed at 450. So post breakout above 450, basically 450 is a kind of a crucial resistance. It is forming from past 4.5 months now. So if at all it takes out 450 levels on the upside, the target from this particular rectangle formation that comes around 550. So another 100 point can be seen if at all it takes out 450. That's the important resistance zone. And immediate support is placed at somewhere around 410. So that should be the stop loss. So structure wise, yes, we are a little bit positive on this particular counter, and one can preempt this breakout and buy at current level. Immediate target would be 450 and position target would be 550.
Okay. The other counter that I'd like to focus on is CG Power. After a long time, there is a 7% uptick on this one. It's hovering around 775 odd levels in trade. A strong surge that could be seen on CG Power and Industrials. What do the charts of CG Power tell you, Nilesh?
Well, actually, this particular counter has been in a secular uptrend, and if you see the chart of past 4-5 years now, it has given a quite a good return. In fact, this has been one of the multi-bagger counter from the levels of 5-6 rupees in the year 2020. It is now almost 775 rupees. So at this kind of elevated levels, it is better to buy in a staggered manner. It's not advisable to chase this kind of a run up. If somebody is already holding the long position in the portfolio, then position target that comes around 900 plus. So that's the position target. But from a short term point of view, after a spurt of 7% today, I would rather wait for some dip towards 750 or maybe below that, and keep a trading stop loss below 720 for the long position. But yes, structure looks strong, and the position target is still intact of 900 to 1000.
Okay, got that. Defense is also on the prowl again. Data patterns is moving sharply, 6% higher. Cochin Shipyard, of course, this is the stock that has been buzzing from morning, holding up at 5.5%. Mishra Dhatu Nigam is up 5. MTAR Technologies, BDL, Bharat Dynamics, Idea Forge. There is a lot of move in the entire space. Would you still chase some move within the defense pack, Nilesh ji?
See, it's not giving that kind of a comfort because we have seen a lot of run up in this sort of stock. Even if you look at Cochin Shipyard, which is up 28% in this week, and counters like Mazgaon Dock, which has given a multi-bagger kind of a return, and that particular counter, if you look at Mazgaon Dock specifically, in this week, it is almost up close to 33%. So after this kind of run up of more than 30-35% kind of jump that we have seen is not advisable to chase. Better wait for some correction, or the better approach could be to buy in a multiple tranches, and we still feel that there will be some momentum that will continue in the counters like Cochin, Mazgaon, BDL, HAL. In fact, these are the stocks where we might see a follow-up move going forward. But for a fresh, investment point of view, I think it is better to stay away for the time being. Wait for some meaningful correction, because there are a lot of other opportunities which are available. We spoke about quality stocks, index heavy counters like Reliance, SBI, L&T. So these are the stocks where the opportunity is still out there. So better, shift the focus towards these stocks, and the difference, wait for some meaningful correction.
Okay. Viewers, there could be a digit change within Reliance Industries, 3196. This is a record high for Reliance Industries that you can see. Soon you will be able to see a 3200 mark as well on Reliance Industries, with just about 4 points away. So that will be the new level that we will be watching out for. Remember, strong surge, 2.8% higher for RIL is what you're seeing, and this is what has really led to this sharp recovery in the markets today. We are back above 24,300. We are nearing 24,350. There is a 44 point of an uptick coming in on the Nifty right now, backed by Reliance Industries, and which has also pulled up the oil and gas index over 2% higher in trade as of today right now. Let's again look at what else can we find within the broader markets that we should mark for all our viewers. Shalby Hotels is, I think, moving up strongly, about 11% higher. We have VIP Clothing from the textile space, about 12.5% up. We also have stocks like Raymond that has been holding up, now up 10% higher. It was 18% in the morning. Suvin Life Sciences is up 10%. You have Kaya Limited that's up 10% and has been continuously moving. Kirloskar Brothers, Bhansali Engineering, these are some of the stocks that are buzzing within the broader market space again. Let's also see whether there is any momentum in the cement space. Yes, there is. Mangalam Global, Nuvoco Vista, some of these small sector stocks that are buzzing in trade. Holding companies, Smartlink Holdings, PTL Enterprises, these are the ones that are moving. Let's also see if there is a lot of action within the paper and the packaging space, and we'll get Nilesh ji to comment also on the paper and the packaging space as well. This entire last week was filled with stocks like JK Paper and a whole host of those paper stocks that were coming back into fore. Anything that looks interesting to you within the paper packaging space, Nilesh ji?
Right, Sakshi. In fact, this sector was buzzing last week, and within this space, a few names where we are having a focus on. So, biggest outperformer was JK Paper, where we have seen good amount of spurt in the previous week. In fact, in this week started as well with a big spurt. So, this particular counter, if it retraces back towards 540, 530. That will be a good opportunity from a buying point of view, keeping stop loss below 510, and upside may extend again towards 600 plus. And apart from that, West Coast Papers is another stock that is looking strong on the chart. From a position point of view, if at all we see any dip towards 700, so that can be used as a buying opportunity, keeping stop loss below 675, and position target for this particular counter comes around 760 to 780. So these are the couple of counters where we are liking, and giving more comfort.
Okay, understood that. Just about 6 minutes remaining, viewers, for the markets to shut shop for the day. But looks like we have again managed to recover most of the losses, and of course, we are heading for the 5th straight weekly positive close as well for the markets right now. Looking at this sharp uptick, let's also look at how HDFC Bank is moving as of now. It's still down 4.5%, and there is no recovery in sight for HDFC Bank from the lows, or is there? There was a slight bit uptick, but it's still down by about 4.5% right now on HDFC Bank. Laurus Labs is up by 5%. You have within the F&O space, Dr. Lal Path Labs, Glenmark Pharmaceuticals. These are the counters that are moving within the F&O space. नीलेश जी एफएनओ में क्या अच्छा लग रहा है आपको?
See, within F&O space, BEL, Bharat Electric Limited. So this one particular stock that is technically is looking strong, and we are witnessing a lot of shorts are getting covered here. So BEL looks positive for 330 to 335, and support is placed somewhere around 314, 312. So yes, the BEL can also be looked at, and from a short-term point of view, we might see a follow-up move here as well. Apart from that, we also spoke about Reliance Industries. So we have just suggested a call option of 3180 at 70 rupees, which has already hit a high of 80 rupees. So that was our first target. So from a short-term point of view, Reliance Industries, maybe in the coming week, we might see the levels of 30 to 50 or 30 to 80 kind of levels we might see in the Reliance. So watch out for that particular counter as well.
Okay, got that. So there you have it. Then apart from this, let's again look at some of the other momentum spaces. PSU banks we haven't discussed with you, Nileshji, today, but if we look, there is a sharp momentum here, and that has also come back into flavor. SBI is leading the gains, 2.5% higher, followed by Bank of India, Bank of Baroda, UCO Bank, Punjab National Bank. All of them are buzz and over a percent higher in trade. What should one continue to follow for the next week?
So State Bank of India was a preferred bet that we have just covered in our recommendation for upside target of 880 to 900, and stop loss can be placed below 845. So SBI is one preferred bet within PSU banking space. Apart from that, Bank of Baroda, this particular counter is also showing strength, close to 1.5% over addition can be seen. The stock has given a good reversal from its 50-day moving average, and it is giving a falling trend line breakout as well. So yes, apart from SBI, Bank of Baroda is also looking positive for 282, 285 kind of a target. Stop loss can be placed below 267. So overall, PSU banking space as a whole looks positive. Within this space, specifically small and mid-sized bank also showing some kind of attraction. But if you see more comfort that comes in the stocks like large cap names like SBI and BOB and also Canara Bank.
Okay, got that. So that's the view coming in on the PSU banking counters as well. Okay, just about 2 minutes remaining. Nileshji, let's start preparing for the next week then. You've already suggested the key stocks that we should be focusing on between the Nifty and the Nifty Bank. Where do you think investors should continue to focus on Monday onwards?
Well, Sakshi, in this week we have seen some movement. If you look at the bank nifty, where a lot of action was seen, a lot of volatility was also there. But the comfort is still in the Nifty index. Reason being, we are witnessing some amount of sectorial rotation. So earlier, Nifty IT witnessed good momentum, while Nifty Pharma again came back into the action. So the focus is shifting towards defensive. Reason being, markets are at elevated level, all-time highs. So at this kind of levels, we have seen historically the focus once again shift towards the defensive. So the sector that we are liking is Nifty Pharma space as a whole. So within that space, Sun Pharma, Cipla, Lupin. So whole these kind of stocks are looking positive and also Dr. Reddy. So these are the pharma names that we are liking. Apart from that, a couple of FMCG counters are also looking positive. So within FMCG space, Britannia, Tata Consumer, ITC, HUL, these are the stocks where one can look at making short-term real point position. And apart from Nifty FMCG space, couple of IT names where we have seen good attraction. Although today we have witnessed amount of profit taking, but from short to medium term point of view, counters like Birlasoft, Infosys, TCS, and also Wipro. These are the few names where if at all we see any meaningful correction, that can be used as a buying opportunity. From the coming week, probably we will start having numbers from the Infosys or TCS. So IT sector will be in focus. Apart from that, the Nifty Auto Index is another sector that is also looking positive within that space, specifically two-wheeler names like TVS Motor, Hero Moto. That's the physical counters that are looking positive on the chart. So one can look at these sectors from a short to medium term point of view. And as far as index is concerned, as mentioned, Bank Nifty, we need a conviction. Today it has ended at 50 to 600 levels, but Nifty has given a good close at 24,300 plus levels. So we might see a follow-up move in the Nifty index towards 24,500 plus. And Bank Nifty, maybe we should wait for some confirmation.
Right. Thank you so much, Nilesh, for being with us on this very special edition and sharing all your thoughts and insights with our viewers. Truly a pleasure hosting you. The screen has frozen, viewers. 24,314, 12 points higher on the Nifty. We'll take it what we have, because in the morning and throughout the trading session, we saw the Nifty trading in the red. So closing in the green is something that all the bulls will continue to stake it with both hands. The Nifty Bank reduced its losses. 0.9% of a loss is what we've seen. 486 point of a decline for the Nifty Bank, but definitely it's Reliance Industries all the way that has pulled up the markets from the red into the green. Reliance Industries is closing at record closing highs as well, and you can actually see the oil and gas space, infra, PSU banks, pharma, FMCG and the broader markets continuing to do a stellar show. In fact, the BSE listed companies have also crossed the market cap of 450 lakh crore rupees and a record high at that for the first time in trade today. So we'll continue to look at all of these positives and track that for you for the next week. We hope you have a fantastic weekend ahead, and we will see you with all the market news and beyond. So stay tuned on Business Today Television. Mayuresh ji, the other space, railways, again there is no let up. RVNL, Ircon International, RITES, all of them are buzz, 4-5% higher in trade. How does one approach these stocks right ahead of the budget now, which will of course have some announcements coming in within the railway space? Should one be at least, looking at a tactical positional move if somebody has it already for those, and for those who may be looking at a momentum play?
Those who have it can hold on. Obviously, I think there is a risk in terms of valuations being overblown at this juncture. But I think the capex, as you pointed out in the budget, will clearly point out to more funds being allocated to all aspects of railways, railway infrastructure, the security system, Kavach, as we know it, signaling systems, platforms, upgradation of railway infrastructure. So I think there is going to be incremental capex that goes in, and a significant one as far as the railways are concerned, which means more orders flowing this way. Wagon makers, metro coach makers, as an example, as more and more metro services start getting deployed across tier 2, tier 3 cities. So there is incremental tailwinds for the entire sector as a whole on all aspects, more orders, reasonably sized orders, good margin orders, executing well. And therefore, I think valuations aside, I think the tailwinds are playing in along with liquidity. again, I think being very selective here, text back Oriel is something that have continued to like. So any pullback on that counter, if it creates a good base at lower levels, is something to look out for. Others, I will need to wait for significant pullbacks because valuations are through the roof at this time.